to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smyth Radio. Your host, Brian Smith, doing last-minute show prep. Sorry about that, folks. Let me get all the sound tech. Get this set up. Good. You're listening to Smyth Radio. Your host, Brian Smith, giving you all the breaking news that went down last night while you were sleeping, making sense of it all, setting you up, and getting you ready for the day. We're doing these morning show updates, or morning update as I call them, and we're counting down the days to the election, till the election of Donald J. Trump as President of the United States of America. We are in day 40. We are just a little over 30 days out from the election. And I say Donald Trump because, be honest with you folks, if you knew anything about Hillary Clinton, which most of you who listen to the show, you do know. But if you know anything about Hillary Clinton, you know how awful, rotten of an individual she is. Just as a human being, she's a rotten, awful person. She's, at the very bare minimum, she's rotten. But we know it goes much deeper than that, and it's much worse. All the pay-to-play scandals, all the email scandals, and that's something that's coming out now, too, is that it's starting to show that James Comey, the director of the FBI, who decided not to investigate Hillary Clinton, is certainly on the dole, on the payroll, and connected to Hillary Clinton, as well as his brother. I believe his brother's name is Jim. He's also well connected to the Clintons and connected to Obama and the administration. Pay-to-play type of stuff. He scratches, your back, you scratch my back, government contracts, things like that. It's really, really dirty. And do you really want somebody like that to be president of the most powerful country in the world? No, absolutely not. We've got to get past this corruption. We've got to be done with this corruption. We got to start to clean up Washington, D.C. and clean up these politicians. I mean, it's just out of control. So, a couple things that went down last night, and I was looking for that soundbite. Well, we'll go with this one right here real quick. A woman by the name of Lovely Ann Warren, is the 69th mayor of Rochester, New York. She was previously the president of Rochester City Council. She is the first woman to serve as mayor of Rochester. That is from Wikipedia. And, so she's 39 years old. Well, congratulations on your accomplishment at 39 years old to be the mayor, the first woman mayor to serve for Rochester. There's obviously a murder, shooting that went down in Rochester, and Lovely Warren is in front of a handful of news reporters, a couple of cameras in the parking lot, probably close to where the incident went down, and she's talking. You know what mayors do, talking, trying to calm people down and give everybody an idea of what's going on or what they're doing to solve the problem. Because that's what politicians do. They're problem solvers. There's always problems, and they're always solving them. At least that's what they say they do. So this happened, and this was caught live on camera, and it just blows my mind. And just for reference, she's black, and then there's a man who walks up in the parking lot just off to the side. He's also black, and I make that a point because you'll see why. So here's Lovely Warren and out of Rochester over what seems to be a homicide.
People are trying to process what happened here last night. Up into 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you had the district attorney was here, the police chief was here. This morning, everyone is regrouping at the public safety building. You had the council member that had represented this district here last night. The outrage is there. We will continue to be out here in our community, working with the community, walking hand in hand. I don't know who committed this crime, but believe me, once we find out, this person will be brought to justice.
Are you getting a sense from authorities that this was one shooter? This was a white police officer gunning down 3 blacks and injuring 4. Wilson High School will be set on fire, and every black leader, every community leader will be up here. Black Lives Matter, hands up. Blacks are murdering blacks every 32 hours since June. I've been in this town all my life. I'm 56 years old. I am afraid of being shot and gunned down by a black. Again, if this was a white police officer shooting and killing 3 blacks, people will be out here, the school will be on fire, people will be coming forward saying, I saw this white police officer. But because it's black on black crime, it is socially acceptable for blacks not to talk to the police. It is appalling. And every 32 hours since June, blacks been murdering blacks. And y'all guys got to do a better job.
Yes. Boy, he was. It's almost. I'm real skeptical. I would love to know if it was staged or not. It almost seems like it might have been a staged situation, just because. I don't know. We'll just take it for what it is. I don't know any different. So we're just going to run with it. We'll say that it was just spur of the moment. But he literally mic dropped, shut it down, and that's truly what's going on. We've talked about this here on Smyth Radio. We talked about it here last week, I believe, and on our Sunday show that you can listen to us live on Sunday nights for 3 hours, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, and that's the website right there. Yep, it's called HeyJackass.com. I know it's not a very polite or calm name, but that's what it is. And this website, it illustrates Chicago values. It's all about keeping tallies on Chicago. And the reason why I say Chicago is now the homicide capital of America. Chicago is the city that Barack Hussein Obama calls his hometown. And he was raised there by Frank Marshall Davis, as well as Loretta Lynch's father. They were good friends. They were card-carrying communist, Black Panther-type individuals looking to wreak havoc, take over America, and change it to a communist-style regime. It's somewhat similar to what happened in Cuba with Castro, and 50-some years later, how's that working out for them? Still not too good. They're still driving cars that are 40, 50 years old. Crying shame what communism does to you, what socialism does to you. Take a look at Venezuela right now. Just an absolute travesty what has happened to that country in the last, 2017, last 10 years. So 2007, that's around the time, I'm not sure when, Hugo Chavez was... Hugo Chavez, president of Venezuela, in 99. Wow. Huh. I just remember he died in 2013 of cancer and blamed George Bush for the cancer. So everybody blames George Bush. Why not? What he did, what the communist Hugo Chavez did, is he gained office. However he did, he obtained the presidency of Venezuela, and then he used executive order to remove all elections and stay the president of Venezuela from 99 to 13. So he was president for 14 years until he died. And during that 14 years, and I say 07, I say 10 years, just because in 07, 05, 6, 7, right around in there, I was becoming very aware of what he was doing to Venezuela, just absolutely destroying the country, having the government take over all the oil, having the government take over businesses. It was just a complete socialist takeover to drive that country to communism. He would, if he didn't die from cancer, he would still be the dictator and premier of that country. However, he'd be residing over a country that is completely bankrupted and upside down. Hyperinflation is gripped the throat of the country of Venezuela. Gallon of milk will cost you $150 of their money. So $150, and you're like, $150? How's that hyperinflation? Well, because $150 of their money doesn't buy anything. Like it doesn't buy anything. And so literally the value of their money is just completely fallen out. So bad that at one point in time, they were saying that 39,000 individuals in Venezuela were leaving the country on a weekly basis just to look for food, shelter, just the basic necessities of life. There is no food in Venezuela at the grocery stores. The stores are empty. The shelves are empty. It's so bad. It's such a travesty of what has happened to that country that there are epidemics, roaming packs of animals, household animals like dogs and cats, just roaming packs throughout the streets, absolutely starving to death. All you see is skin and bone, just completely falling apart. People had to abandon their pets because they couldn't even afford to feed their own pets. So kudos to you, Hugo Chavez, for destroying an entire country. Wish he was still here today so that he could see the utter destruction that he has caused. God bless it. Anyways, I digress. So, yeah, I'm not sure where we're going. Oh, the whole Black Lives Matter, the whole Chicago thing. Thank you, Mr. Producer. So, back to Chicago. Just Rahm Emanuel, who's the mayor of Chicago, just absolute communist himself. He's deep ties with Obama and a real fool. A real fool at that. Chicago is one of the strictest gun laws in all of America. And according to HeyJackass.com, September to date, so for the month of September, shot and killed in Chicago 59 bodies, shot and wounded 283 bodies. So for the month of September so far, 342 people were shot and 62 people died, homicide. The week in progress, this is September 25th to October 1st. So we're only 4 days into this week as they're calculating it. This is day 4, waking up early in the morning. 7 individuals have been shot and killed in 4 days. Shot and wounded 38. Total people shot in Chicago 45. Total homicides 7. It's in the last 4 days. Year to date, and this is something that Donald Trump threw out during the debates, year to date in Chicago, shot and killed 506 bodies. Children, women, men. Shot and wounded, they lived, 2,735. Shot and wounded, 2,735. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Total shot, 3,241. Total homicides from January till September. Total homicides, 563. Chicago is on track to breaking their own record. In Chicago, A person is shot every 2 minutes and 1 second. A person is murdered in Chicago every 11 hours and 36 minutes. So every day you wake up and go to bed, someone in Chicago is dead. Police shootings. We've got a stats on police shootings. 2016 police involved shootings. So out of the total for the year, 3,241 people shot in Chicago for 2016 for the whole year. Out of 3,200 people, cops shot and wounded 12 and 6 died. Yes, no, you heard that right. 12 and 6 died. It's a joke. People, they're lying to you about who's doing the killings, who's doing the shootings. They're lying to us about who's involved in this, and it's not the cops. The cops are at a very bare minimum. And the problem now is that the media, Obama, all the just the racist rants that he goes on, the racist tears that he goes on. I mean, look at it, 7 years. We're 7 years into this. And in 7 years, Obama has absolutely destroyed this country in 7 years when it comes to race relations. It's a travesty. It's absolutely disgusting what he has done. People are saying, well, I know people voted for him because they thought that race relations would get better, things would get better. But check this out. This is out of Chicago. This is a Rebel Pundit video, and this is inner city folks.
Being one of the worst presidents ever. Today, if you look at the time that we brought here as slaves 400 years ago, we got the same results today.
We look like we live in Beirut somewhere. Ambulance, fire department, police running up and down the street, all around our community.
Oh, my block is always dark. Dark. Even on the sunniest days. Days. I can't go outside and play. Play. On my block. On my block. On my block. On my block.
Do something for our children. Have the same love for these young people like you got for the ones across the border, and you want to save them.
President Barack needs to pay attention to Chicago. If he cannot pay attention to Chicago and the African American community, he needs to resign.
Here we got a mayor in our city and our president of the United States who have passed legislation and have given up funding to create opportunities for new citizens to come into the United States, ignoring people who've been born and raised here.
With the president setting aside all of these funds for immigrants and forsaking African American community and African American families, I think that's a disgrace. And Barack is from the heart of 55th in the city of Chicago. He saw this as a state senator, and he did not pay attention then.
Mr. President, we're asking for you. You're spending billions of dollars in Texas, but we got a problem here in Chicago. We will not stand by this here and keep letting this senseless killing and shooting happening in our community.
Again, as I say, he will probably go down as the worst president ever.
You heard it, folks. These are real people with real pain in Chicago, literally being shot on the streets, just terrorized by gangs, groups that have weapons. They have guns, and they're not supposed to have guns. So the whole gun law thing, let's put gun restrictions, gun laws, or remove guns completely. The only people that will give their guns up are law-abiding citizens. You know that, obviously. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. These are just some of the stories that are coming up that just happen to come up overnight. And what was the other one? There's something else that. All right, I've got to talk about this. Is ridiculous because we're running out of time here. Okay, I don't think I mentioned this yesterday, but Katy Perry, a singer and somewhat twisted individual, she a real famous singer for kind of pop culture. She did this a video, a skit on Funny or Die, something of that nature. And the whole skit was she went to a voting booth and ripped her clothes off to vote naked. So she's naked, but her breasts are blurred out and her vagina is blurred out. So you just see the blurs, but she is naked and she's voting for Hillary naked. Folks, it's despicable how the left loves to objectify women, put them up as sex symbols and use sex, and all while at the same time screaming at Republicans for objectifying women and using them as sex symbols. Despicable, disgusting. They do this and blame Republicans out of projections. Just projecting because they know they are the ones who keep minorities enslaved and women enslaved. If you vote for Democrats, you will stay enslaved. If you vote for Republicans, you will find your freedom. So Katy Perry does this skit, and she's naked in it and voting for Hillary Clinton naked. That happened. That went down yesterday. Well, last night, Madonna, the other nut job singer, she said that she too, and she tweeted this out, she too was going to get naked and vote for Hillary. It's quite gross, quite disgusting. She took a picture where all you can see is like her nose and her mouth, and then her cleavage and her shoulders. And that's all. But you can clearly see that she's naked. But you don't see any of her private parts. So she posted that up last night, and it's a disturbing image. I took and photoshopped the three of them. What do you mean? Hillary naked? No. You might remember there was a famous mural on the side of a building where a guy painted Hillary Clinton in a bikini. But it's a fake picture. If you type in Hillary bikini, be careful. It is there. It's quite disgusting, quite gross. But the whole sexifying the left, it's just all about sex. It's uncalled for. It's unwarranted. There's no reason for it. But they do it because they can't get votes any other way. They can't make it happen. They're losing people, and they think that by showing sex they can draw in maybe a younger crowd. I don't know what boy in his early 20s is going to look at Madonna, Katy Perry, and Hillary Clinton and say, "Oh, yay, they're naked. I'm going to vote." What? Why? What does nakedness have to do with voting? Nothing, folks. Nothing. As Johnny Cochran would say, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I'm going to use the Chewbacca defense. Chewbacca was an 8-foot-tall Wookiee, lived on a planet Endor with 4-foot Ewoks. That don't make no sense, folks. Well, if it don't make no sense, you must have quit. I mean, that's liberal Democrat thought process. Okay, so yesterday there was supposed to be a town hall meeting, like a get-together, whatever, for the Clintons. And the picture, I guess they're in a gymnasium. It's unbelievable, folks. There's somebody with a video camera was panning around, and there might be 100 people, 200 people there. Unbelievable. The crowds just are not there for the Clintons. I'm telling you, trust me, believe me, I'm seeing this everywhere. Something that made the news yesterday, a gentleman who owns a large parcel of land cut into the grass 58,000 square foot sign in his yard that says Trump. Yes, folks, that's right. And I did report yesterday that Trump had to turn away 12,000 people that showed up to his event yesterday. 15,000 got into the event. With the numbers in the tally, it's probably close. I'm not sure. I mean, it might be one of those gee whiz numbers or things. But somebody put a meme out there and said 12,000, the amount that has showed up to Hillary Clinton's rallies since July. So for the last 3 months, Hillary Clinton has been able to drag out 12,000 individuals. What a shame! It's just unbelievable. This election's won. This election is in the bag. There is no question about it. Trust me, mark my words. We got to keep pushing on. We got to keep fighting the good fight. We got to keep putting the good word out there. Something else that went down. The media was caught. MSNBC was caught red-handed. She was saying. MSNBC was saying yesterday that they were fact-checking Donald Trump, and when Donald Trump made the comment that that Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, the NAFTA agreement, I am not quite finding that Donald Trump signed the NAFTA agreement, or Donald Trump said Bill Clinton signed the NAFTA agreement during the debates. Well, you get... we don't have it. Okay, I'll just talk about it. Oh, then you get... is that it right there?
This was a strange debate. He did say a lot of untrue things. Bill Clinton did not sign NAFTA. George H.W. Bush signed NAFTA.
Thank you very much.
This is George H.W. Bush, 1993, December 8th.
In a few moments, I will sign the North American Free Trade Act into law.
NAFTA, North American Free Trade Act. NAFTA, NAFTA.
NAFTA will tear down trade barriers between our three nations. It will create the world's largest trade zone and create 200,000 jobs in this country by 1995 alone.
There he is signing it with his pen.
Bill Clinton did not sign NAFTA. George H.W. Bush signed NAFTA.
Okay, we just witnessed the signing of NAFTA by Bill Clinton. I do want to make it a point, though, that George H.W. Bush was involved in trying to drum up the support for NAFTA. NAFTA originally started with Ronald Reagan and the Heritage Foundation back in the mid-'80s. And the reason I think that NAFTA has gone so horribly wrong is because the politicians are so deeply rooted into it and have probably found money and ways to get money out of it. Not only that, but Mexico has become a third world country and is run by warlords, drug lords, and just absolutely evil, just really, really, really crooked. Mexico has just completely fallen off the side of the earth. I mean, you can't have a free trade with a country that is falling off the side of the earth. It's just not possible. And then Obama's ad, they keep playing them over and over again, and we love to play
It's
this
what's
over.
wrong with politics today. Hillary Clinton will say anything to get elected. Now she's making false attacks on Barack Obama. The Washington Post says Clinton isn't telling the truth. She championed NAFTA, even though it has cost South Carolina thousands of jobs. And worst of all, it was Hillary Clinton who voted for George Bush's war in Iraq. Hillary Clinton, she'll say anything and change nothing. It's time to turn the page. Paid for by Obama for America.
I'm Barack Obama, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
There you go, folks. We've run out of time. It's been a short session today, but I just want to get the morning update out there. I just want to get that out there to you folks so you know what's going on. Hillary Clinton is losing. Minorities in America are starting to wake up. We need to keep talking about this and wake our friends up, wake our family up, and vote Donald Trump.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.